elaborate plan to send humans to Mars in the next 10 years. And SpaceX promises to take humans to Mars by 2022. But what really bothers me is that living on Mars is actually completely different from traveling to Mars itself. The temperature in Mars is the same as the temperature in your refrigerator. So living on Mars for 30 days, you're probably going to end up looking like this, which is not a good sign. I was really inspired by this problem and decided to build a soft robot that will help humans explore resources on space and allow us to live there one day. I use an algorithm in machine learning, specifically a genetic algorithm, called CPPN-NEAT, to evolve the morphology or the structure of the soft robot so that it can efficiently move on space. My algorithm works in 4 different steps. The first step is called genetic encoding. What genetic encoding does is that it has a phenotype and a genotype. The genotype encodes for the phenotype, which are basically the physical structure of the neural network that we can see with our bare eyes. At first, the neural network is very simple. It can have a couple of input nodes, one hidden layer, and probably one output node. The reason why we want to keep our neural network simple is that since we have very limited data on what actually works on space, by keeping our network minimal, we will be able to evolve it throughout generations and generations. And eventually, like the theory of natural selection by Charles Darwin, we will be able to evolve the most optimal structure so that our soft robot can walk efficiently on space. The second step is mutation. As I mentioned before, we want our neural network to be able to evolve to become more complex. There are a couple of ways that mutation can happen. One is by adding a new node. So say that I have node 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. I can add node 5 next to node 6. So now we generate one new node and 2 new connections. Another case of mutation is by adding connection. Instead of adding a new node, I can just connect the final node of the neural network with the first node. Through this process, we will be able to develop a pool of diverse children that we can cross over in the future. This will help us increase the diversity of all possible forms that our soft robot can take. Once diversity is increased, we increase the probability of finding the most optimal shape. The third step is crossing over. Essentially, we take 2 different structures of neural network and we mix them together, giving rise to a completely new structure of neural network. And this will create our child population. Our neural network structures start out very simple, probably with a couple nodes. But soon after, generations and generation, they become more complex. And it's a computationally expensive problem to deal with when you have so many neural networks crossing over. One of the solutions that scientists and researchers have come up with is speciation. In speciation, a large population of neural networks is divided into smaller populations of neural networks. These neural networks, which have similar structures such as similar nodes, weight functions, evaluation functions, and activation functions like sigmoid, can mutate and mate with each other to create new structures of neural network. This new structure would have a similar construct with its parents, and they continue to compete in later generations. After training my algorithm for 6 long hours and 250 generations, I was able to make my soft robots walk like this. My next step will be to generate new structures of the soft robots that will be able to walk in completely new environments like Mars, Mercury, and space.